Hi, I'm Leah Cohen, the chef owner of Pig and Cow, and today we're making pork belly adobo. So if you're unfamiliar with pork belly, this is where bacon comes from, which everyone loves bacon, and it's important to get it with the skin on, and you can get it from any local grocery store and just ask the butcher to butcher it for you. The important thing is to make sure that you get the bones removed. So we want to leave the skin on because we really want that nice contrast of texture, and the goal here is to get the skin really crispy, and then the meat inside is going to be really nice and tender. During the braising process, the meat basically absorbs whatever flavors you have in the braise. After the pork belly comes out of the braise, we want to cool it, and we want to leave the skin uncovered. The important part is that we are trying to get rid of all the moisture, and we're trying to dry out the skin, and this is really important for your safety and to make the skin really crispy. My mom is from the Philippines. She has a few dishes that she does really, really well. And actually adobo, her version was chicken, but adobo was one of the first Filipino dishes she taught me how to make. And I just kind of became obsessed with food, and it just evolved into a career as a professional chef. So before we fry the pork belly, we're gonna score the top of the skin. And this is really important because this will help when you slice a pork belly, you're not crushing the skin and you keep it intact. If you pre-score the belly before you fry it, it will make it easier to cut because the skin will get really nice and hard, which is what we're trying to achieve, but it can also make it a little more difficult to cut through. At this point, the pork belly is fully cooked, and all we're trying to do is get the outside and the skin really crispy by deep frying it. My parents actually met in dental school in the Philippines. I've been visiting Southeast Asia since I was 4.5 years old. That was the first time I was outside of the US, and every time we would go, to visit the family in the Philippines, my parents, they would take me to another country like Thailand or Japan or Korea on the end of the trip because we traveled so far to get there, we might as well tack on one other country. So that's where I think my obsession for Southeast Asian cuisine or Asian cuisine in general came from. I opened Pig and Cow in September of 2012. The name of that means actually pork and rice, so it's great for what we're making today. This dish is really important to me because it is a rite of passage. Every Filipino has their variation of adobo, and everyone thinks that their recipe is better than the others. And this dish was taught to me by my mom. I am incorporating my love of pork, but this sauce is based off of the sauce that she taught me how to make as a child.
Oh, yes!